Hey, Russell Oliver here. Hey, I hope you had a fantastic New Year's. I know I did. My wife came in just before saying, hey, in December we've made 5-figure income, which is absolutely great in regards to romantic gestures and romantic getawaysnz.com. Man, absolutely fantastic on a high. So one of my New Year's resolution goals for the business is actually have 6 figures by this time next year. Speaking of New Year's resolution, we all hum and ha, and some of us going to say have pretty much stated, I'm going to own a business, I'm going to be a business owner. The reason why we do that is to become our own man, stick it to the big bosses, and also to have a whole bunch of properties and money and a helipad on top on our entrepreneurial journey itself. But there's a few things, a few harsh realities that I'd like to put to you guys and girls before you even start considering to own a small business. So here we go. So one of the things that you're going to be sacrificing is a lot of time, okay? You're going to spend a lot of time for the first few months building up your business, putting procedures in place, doing your outlay, doing your research, that sort of thing. So time is going to be sacrificed. It's going to be taken away from your family, from your wife, husband, and sometimes from other commitments that you do have going on into the business itself. So be prepared for that. The other thing is cost. If you don't plan your startup properly, you're literally going to be throwing money away, and your costs are going to go right through the roof. Okay, you do need to have some sort of plan in place before you start throwing money or committing your cash to vital services for your startup itself. However, if you do have a plan in place and it's and you've done your research on what you need to look at, say like outlay, the market state, the possible internal and external environments that your market or your chosen markets in, then you know what, your startup's not going to cost that much at all. But however, we'll talk about the internal and external environments and all that other stuff later. Just remember that my point to you is that starting your own business does cost money. How much, however, actually depends on how well you plan it. Okay. Commitment. All right. You need to be committed. It doesn't matter if you're tired, hungry, thirsty, or whatever. You need to be committed to doing what you set out to do certain things as well, such as appointments, bank appointments, possibly for your loan, or to get some sort of advice, or set up a bank account for your business too. Be dedicated to do these sorts of things, because things will crop up and you will need to do them. The other thing is that you do need to have a sense of time management, because most small business owners are actually double hatting itself. They're employers, they're accountants, they are directors, CEOs, even entrepreneurs. They are double hatting a lot of responsibilities. Okay, and time management is actually a vital component. The reason being is because like most of us, when we first started up our own small business, we were actually still employed. Okay, we had to work for say Joe Blogs at the grocery store just to keep the income coming in, so that we can fund our families, fund our our kids' schools, and also the business itself, because literally you were starting from scratch, and no longer is your work hours 8 to 5. It is 8 to 9, 10, 11, 12 at night, okay? You will be working some horrendous hours. So time management is important. It's an important skill set. And one of my tips I can give to you is literally whatever goals, objectives, tasks that you've got, prioritize them and do them in bite-sized chunks, okay? The quickest tasks that can be done, do them first, because you get that sense of achievement, and by doing that you're actually having a positive, building up your positive mindset as well, and before long you are literally going to be able to juggle tasks and get them done on a regular basis. The other thing is you do need a sense of direction, like a roadmap. This incorporates part of your business plan, but you do need to have your objective or objectives or goals that you wanting to do. You're wanting to, say for instance, gain $10,000 a month in customer sales, that sort of thing, depending on what sort of product or services that you're going to do. And that way you can break it down to sub goals, because you do need to do certain things to actually get to that objective of $10,000 in customer sales per month. So you list them all down that way, and then your overall objective is literally to have a six-figure income by the end of the year. But and by doing that, there's also the thing of having brand recognition. People need to recognise your brand or your business and actually build a bit of a relationship and trust, so that they're going to be able to repeat purchase too. So there's a lot of little goals and objectives, sub-objectives that you're going to need to fulfill to achieve that. So time management, alright, it's vital. Be prepared to learn new things, okay? About a year or so ago, I didn't know a little thing about Facebook. All I knew was how to upload videos and pictures and post a few comments, and that's it. Right now, I've actually learned how to build a page, link it to my website, change the shopping tab page, and link it to my WooCommerce itself, so that I can actually, when you click on the shop tab on the Facebook, it links it directly to the e-store that I do have, which is WooCommerce, on the website. And also I changed the buttons a bit, so that when you click on the Learn More button on the top right of my Facebook page, it actually takes you right to the website itself. Absolutely fantastic. And the other thing that I have done is actually linked my Facebook pixels, so that I can actually track the ad conversions and monitor and identify the current market, the target audience that is actually engaging with the website and making purchases, or just simply hopping in and hopping off, that sort of thing. So yeah, there's a lot of things that you do need to learn, and you will learn a lot. The other thing, positivity. Okay, I can't get enough of it. Okay, you need positivity. You need to be around people that are motivated, driven, committed to succeeding. Okay, because their positivity vibe is actually going to rub off on you eventually. You can't afford to have a negative mindset, because you will just fail. What I mean by a negative mindset is that not being driven enough, and you actually procrastinate, and you literally your business will be either slow growing, or it will come to a complete stop, or even go backwards and fall over. So make sure that you have a positive mindset and attitude towards growing your business itself. If you do have a hint of negativity in your life, try and turn that around, because it's doing you no good. The other thing is that any negative habits that you do have, or negative people that are in your life, regardless if they're family or friends or people that you know quite well. Say for instance, if you do have a friend, I used to have a friend that was like this, that will simply say, oh, I think you're spending way too much time on your business. Do you think it's actually worth it? Is it really, I mean, it's a lot of money that you're putting into it. I mean, honestly, you're doing the right thing. Have a chat to them, all right, you do need to talk to them and say, hey, I don't, I'm doing this for myself, and I don't need anyone to tell me that it's not worth it. Please support me rather than go against me in this in me starting up my own business, because I want to make a name for myself. And like anyone here, I want to become successful, I want to be rich, I want to have money, I want to become financially independent. That's the overall goal. And I'll put it bluntly out there because that's what everyone wants. Okay, if you get rid of the negative influences in your life, from the habits, people, regardless, family, friends, that are actually, or you're changing their mindset to support you. You do need to do that before you just cut them off. Then you'll find yourself to actually have the ability, tenacity and the fortitude to actually move forward and become successful a little bit quicker than actually a lot quicker than you did previously. So identify the negative habits that you have, and see what you can do to improve them or get rid of them. Do you really need to have those habits, and what can you do to be better as well? Right. The other thing is that as part of the research that you're doing, you're going to you need to have the ability to identify processes. Okay, put your processes in place to make your business run better and faster, stronger, just like the Bionic Man. Sorry. Because if you don't have a set process in place, if you don't have certain routines, that's what it is. It's a routine, type of routine. You're going to fumble, and you're going to be blindfolded trying to figure out what you need to do. So take your blindfold off and get figure out a routine, figure out the processes that you need to implement. If you do have a process and it's kind of hindering you, then obviously you need to go back to it and look at it again. Okay, and I'd normally, as a startup, I'd do that on a weekly basis, because and if things are working and starting to go full steam ahead, then that's fine. Your processes are great, but the only time when you do need to change your routines or your processes is if you've actually introduced a brand new system or your system breaks down and you have to get a new one. That will affect the way you do business. The other thing is that you need to realise that there is competition out there, regardless of whatever industry you're going to be competing in. Competition is rife. Okay, and you do need to realise that there is always someone or an organisation, company better than you are. So learn from that. Do your research on your competition for price, the quality of the products, quality of the service, how to do things. I'm not going to go into any more. If you want to know more, contact me. And if you do that, you'll have a fair idea of what you need to do to make your business viable as well. Right. There's a lot I would love to cover, but I think I've hit the basics on the head with this one. The point I'm trying to make is that when you're starting up a business, it's hard work, and you do need to be dedicated to the cause itself. You need to realise is that you're going to put a lot of effort in, you're going to put a lot of time in, you are going to cry, you're going to be frustrated, angry, you're going to have all the emotions in the world, man. I'll tell you right now, within those first few months itself, she is going to be hard. Okay, the journey is going to be hard, but however, at the end of it, it'll become easier, and you'll be extremely satisfied. I had a look at the Romantic Gestures, the romanticgetawaysnz.com site, and that was that was more than a few months. Those sites took a lot of work just to get the SEOs in place and to become actually number one in Google. That's right. romanticgestures.co.nz is actually on the first page of Google, and that was through my wife's hard work. just like that. She implemented SEO strategies, and they were absolutely ironclad. So yeah, and I fine-tuned and designed the whole thing, but she was the creative. She is the creative license behind romanticgestures.co.nz, and that's why we are quite successful right now. Yeah, hard work, okay? So my point to you is, when things are really heated and they are getting you down, take a step back before you explode in anger and frustration. Take a few deep breaths, and then once you calm down a little bit, just refocus, reprioritize, and then start moving forward again. Okay, keep working at it, because you're not going to get anywhere if you just stop. Okay, keep going through the tears, through the sweat, through the blood. Not that that you're going to bleed while trying to start up your own business or anything, and you'll eventually get there. So I hope you like this little video I did, the pros and cons of owning starting up your small business. Trust me, it is a great journey, and it is exciting, and it's really fantastic when you get a hang of things. This is my third business, russell-oliver.com, that I'm working on, and with the skills and the mindset that has been implemented throughout the years, I'm quite confident that's going to be quite viable. Prepare to keep developing your business. Make sure that you're going to be in for the long haul. For some of you, you're going to hit success for around about the 6-month mark. And what I mean by success is that you are going to be completely financially independent. And however, most of us, will take quite a bit of time to keep developing until you actually hit that success. All right. Hey, Russell Oliver here. It's great talking to you guys and girls, and I'll catch you later. All right. Have a good one.